Hello, nice that you are with us. You can't see me because in our first session in German, we discovered we had some technical problems, and so decided not to switch my camera on to save data. I look forward to welcoming you to the first digital customer dialogue days on behalf of GRTgaz Germany and OGE. My name is Evelyn von Alten, and I work in the key account management at OGE. Today, I will guide you through the event as a moderator. Next page. Now I can't switch the presentation. Now it works. So it is a bit of a stressing moment. Okay, what can we expect today? A look at the agenda reveals it. We start with a video of highlights from the last few months before Mr. Nicolas Delaporte from GRTgaz Germany and Henrik von Kopp-Colomb from OGE will address you digitally. Then we will devote ourselves to selected topics. Andrea Weidmann and Stefan Dörfler from GRTgaz Germany will talk about THE and products, Elmar Bresser from OGE about hydrogen and sealing. After the short presentations, you will have, of course, the opportunity to put questions to the speakers. Here we discovered it is important that you are also, you have, what do you say it in English? You have to be logged in to YouTube because otherwise you can't put your questions. But we have several other possibilities for you. Either you write us an email returning on the invitation link, or you can use the Gather platform in our wrap-up event on Wednesday, 19th of May, and then you can talk to us and put questions if it works out, if it doesn't work out now. Some of you have already made appointments with us. For last-minute travelers, we offer the possibility to make appointments at short notice from today 12 to 6 p.m. today and tomorrow from 9:30 to 4 p.m. Please just write in the chat and enter your name and email address or send us an email. We have prepared a digital giveaway for the participants in the customer dialogues. You will receive a tree sponsorships from Plant My Tree from your conversation partners, which will be given to you digitally. Here is our problem with the comment field linked in the YouTube session. So it only works if you are a member of YouTube. It is particularly important to me to point out the opportunity for informal networking on the afternoon of May 19th. You can end the day in a relaxed manner and meet other participants and employees from GRTgaz Germany and OGE on our networking platform. You will find the access link in the invitation email. Take part and let yourself be surprised. And now I wish you a lot of fun with our highlight video. Let's go! I hope you liked our little video of highlights. And now we come to the greetings of Mr. Nicolas de la Porte from GRTgaz Germany, and after him, Henrik von Kopp-Colomb from OGE. Have fun!
Dear customers, dear friends, together with Open Grid Europe, we are pleased to welcome you on our customer dialogue, which is taking place online this year. We would have loved to welcome you in Essen at the eWorld, but as you know, Corona makes it, unfortunately, this year impossible. Nevertheless, we think that with the format chosen, we think that we will have an interesting program for you, instructive presentations, the chance for one-to-one encounters, and also maybe the possibility of networking. We'll see. If I make a short review of what were the challenges for TSO, what kept us busy in the past months, a few subjects are popping up. I will just mention Corona as it has affected each of us, but frankly speaking, Corona has impacted us less than other sectors. The energy sector and the regulated gas business or infrastructure business was not very much impacted by it. The big subject for us was a large project merger with the merging of NetConnect Germany and Gaspool to become the trading hub Europe. It has been a very large project involving more than 100 persons, meeting online on a daily, on a weekly basis, with strong interactions with market actors and also with the BNetzA as a regulation authority. Now the contracts are signed, there is a last mile in front of us, but we are confident that the new market area will start operations on the 1st of October 2021. As you know, GRTgaz Deutschland has a strong affinity with data, and we mention as often as we can APIGAS, our visualization data venture, whose slogan is Gas Market Made Easy. New functionalities have been created. Also, the Ukraine has been introduced on our flow map. So as an example, you can see online the flows of Russian gas entering Europe via Nord Stream or via the Ukraine route. And this hour per hour. So please register under www.myapigas.com. We will be very happy about that. Last but not least, hydrogen is the new vision for our gas infrastructure and for our industry. As all TSOs, we are very much involved in developing soon a dedicated infrastructure for hydrogen with the aim at establishing a market platform with a fair access to market participants. We believe it is not a hype. We believe it is the future of infrastructure. The future of gas infrastructure is a force for good. Enjoy your time with us. Ask all the questions you have. Be curious. We are here for you. Thank you.
Dear ladies and gentlemen, dear customers, a warm welcome to our first digital customer dialogue, a joint network meeting of GRTgaz Deutschland and OGE. My name is Henrik von Kopp-Colomb, responsible for customer service of OGE. The exchange with our customers is essential for us as transmission system operator. Thanks to the Corona lockdown, we are making important experiences in customer service by digital communication formats. The digital customer dialogue of today is another premiere and invitation to you to exchange views and questions on common topics. Beside the positive digital experience, the lockdown stands for fundamental challenges for politics, society, and industry. The gas industry has once more demonstrated reliable security of supply in this period. The booking figures in our grid have shown a relative constant level of supply. Nevertheless, some customers had to react to changes in prices and volumes. I'm sure that each of us has the aim and the ambition to contribute to a reliable gas supply also in future. Your future topics are on the agenda of the event today. In the last days, we have seen how the national governments are setting more and more ambitious targets to reduce carbon emissions. OGE, together with GRTgaz Deutschland and further TSO, are developing a national and European hydrogen backbone. Decarbonization of all sectors can only be reached by using the all-rounder hydrogen and by using the existing gas infrastructure. Although still some work has to be done by the politicians in order to develop a reasonable framework for hydrogen, we are very glad that also our customers are intensively working on concrete projects. Let us talk about common solutions for a good climate. I therefore invite you to use this event for the exchange about your current and future topics. I wish you all good meetings, and I thank you for your participation. If you have any feedback on this event or beyond to the work of our customer service, we would be very grateful if you give us a notice. With many thanks to the teams of GRTgaz Deutschland and OGE organizing this event, I hand over to the moderator. I wish you all the best and hope to see you again. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Good morning to you. Also from my side, a very warm welcome to our Digital Customer Days. I'm very delighted to welcome you all here today. My name is Andrea Weidmann and I am Head of Customer Services for GRTgaz Deutschland.
Hello, my name is Stefan Dörfler. Maybe you know me from the last eWorlds. I heavily liked the discussions and the exchange we had at the physical meetings, but unfortunately this year it's not possible. So yeah, let's use this possibility on a digital way to speak about some topics. Today we would like to use our short time frame to speak about THE, or the upcoming market merger, with all its changes and yeah, upcoming topics we have to speak about. Afterwards, we would like to speak about all the product changes, not only due to the market merger itself, but also due to, for instance, or due to regulation, for instance, like Caspar. So, and for this, I would like to give the lead to Frau Weidmann, Ms. Weidmann.
Yes, so let's talk a little bit about THE, Trading Hub Europe. You know, the countdown is on. It's just a couple of more weeks until 1st of October, and then we will only have the THE market area here in Germany. But first, let me give you a short summary of the way we've come along. We started 2018 with what we call MARCO project. MARCO is an abbreviation for Market Area Convergence. But of course, this was never meant to be the real name of this market area. So already at a very early stage of this project, we thought about the appropriate name. And then we came up with THE, which is the abbreviation for Trading Hub Europe. That is the name for the new market area here in Germany. And shortly after that, the first quarter of 2020, the new logo was published, and you might have seen that already at the different events that were hosted by NCG and Gaspool already. Also in the first quarter of 2020, we started working on the gas cooperation agreement that had to be adjusted for the new merged market area. And in September last year, it was the first time that we published the first tariff for the merged market area, which is relevant for the last quarter this year. So starting from 1st of October on until the end of this year. Also, in the last quarter of last year, there were some working groups starting to think about the design of harmonized products, because as you know, some products were differently designed in the Gaspool and the NCG market area. So with a harmonized or with a merged market area, we thought it's a good idea to harmonize those products. At the beginning of this year of 2021, the new gas cooperation agreement was published, and now the next step lies ahead of us, or just ahead of us. It's only a couple of days. In June 2021, THE takes up work as a market area manager. Of course, both market areas remain in place for the time being, just until 1st of October, but THE will start working as a company. In the beginning of July, the final balancing account mapping list will be published just in time for the first yearly auction for the new market area. So on the 5th of July, you have the first possibility to book the annual product for the THE market area. And then on October 1st, 2021, we will have the start of THE.
So, of course, with a new market area, also the tariff will change. And I would like to show you on this little timeline what we have done and what has to be done in the future. For this, of course, we have published the tariffs for the new market area, but only for the fourth quarter of 2021. And in December of last year, we also published the Regent price for the uniform post stamp for NCG and Gaspool market area. And at the moment, we are working on the capacity forecast for 2022, which will lead to the tariffs for THE in 2022. And you can expect us to publish these tariffs on 4th of June this year. So 1 month before the yearly auctions. On the next slide, you can see the current and upcoming prices, which is, of course, nice to show. At the moment, we are living with a price of 3.77 euro per kilowatt hour per year for the NCG market area, and 3.32 for the Gaspool market area. And in the fourth quarter of this year, we will have the price of 3.80 kilowatt hour euro per kilowatt hour per year. What will change or not change next year? There's not much we can say now because the tariff is not published and not calculated yet. But it will be, as I said, published until the 4th of June. But we know that the multipliers for non-yearly products remain the same. As you can see on the right side, that are the multipliers we have at the moment, and they will stay like this. What is good news for you is that one part of the discount of interruptible products, maybe you know that the discount divided in two parts. There's one which is calculated on historical data based on interruptions for each point, and then there's this part which is the so-called standard safety part, which increases from 10 to 20%. So yeah, this product becomes less expensive for you. And then some of you, or I think most of you, participated in the ASA consultation at the end of last year, where ASA tries to assess the possibility to setting a new cap, I would say, for the multipliers of day-ahead and within-day products. Unfortunately, we have no results yet. So yeah, I think you will hear from us first if there are results, and if there's something to speak about. Of course, we will get in touch with you.
Yes, and with one market area, of course, there is the possibility to have new virtual interconnection points, new VIPs. The new VIPs, they're expected to be established at the following borders. I really emphasize the word are expected because we don't know for sure yet. But if there are new VIPs, they will be between the THE market area and the Netherlands, THE and Belgium, THE and Denmark. What we know for sure is that the VIP that OGE and GRTgaz Deutschland have in common at the NCG Czech border, the White House, this will not be merged with the VIP that is already in place between the gas pool market area and the Czech Republic. But even after the merger in October, they remain two separate VIPs with the known VIP TSOs, OGE for the VIP White House and Gasgate, of course, for the VIP between Gazpool and the Czech Republic. Also, we're still thinking about the naming, so this will also be an information that we will give you shortly. So let's come to the second point. I would like to talk about what will change from a product perspective as of 1st of October. I will highlight two products that will change. The first one is the DZK Transit product that some of you might use already. As you know, there's a difference between the DZK product designed in the gas pool market area and the DZK product in the NCG market area. And due to the merging, there was a necessity to merge the products and offer a harmonized THE DZK product. The second product is the BFZK, or restricted freely allocable capacity. At the moment there are different designs with the transport system operators. So some of them are depending on the temperature, some of them on the flows, and some of them are offering combined products depending on temperature and flows in combination. This change is independent of THE, but it's conditioned by CASPA, the regulation, and therefore the product has to be adjusted and harmonized. Let's stick to BFZK for the moment. From the October 1st on, the following requirements must be implemented. The first one is for the case of interruptions at an entry or exit point, the TSO must follow a defined sequence. So this is not the same sequence at the moment, but it may vary. But from 1st of October on, it's a harmonized sequence that we have for interruption. The interruptible share of BFZK and DZK will be interrupted on the third rank. So this is after the shares of renomination, which is rank 1, and the interruptible capacities UFZK at rank 2. The second point is that for every gas day, the TSO must determine on the previous gas day which share of the capacity is firm or interruptible. And the third one, we will have binding framework conditions for the over-nomination process and information and publication obligations. So far, GRTgaz Deutschland offers a combined product for BFZK at the Megal entry points at VIP Whitehouse and VIP Oberkappel. Of course, this one is commercialized by OGE as a VIP TSO. And our product is designed so far that at a temperature below 0 degree and a flow condition between Rimpa and Gernsheim, our BFZK is currently firm. What will change? We will skip the flow condition, and the BFZK will be only dependent on the temperature from 1st of October on. Why is that? It's because of the determination of the interruptible share on a day ahead. It is possible to predict the temperature a day ahead, but it's really difficult to predict the flow a day ahead, because this is depending on other factors such as renominations that we cannot have an impact on. So if you look at the left side, I try to give you a visual overview of the process as it will take place. So on day -1 at 1 p.m. 30 at the latest, we will determine the temperature forecast and also the interruptible share for BFZK and DZK. Not DZK, only BFZK. Then we will publish this information on the website, so you will know in advance of the day ahead and within day auctions whether the BFZK capacity will be firm or interruptible. And at the gas day, the actual gas day, we will place these interruptible shares in the appropriate curtailment pot. If there is a bottleneck situation, we will first interrupt the interruptible shares on rank 1 and rank 2. And only if there is still a need to interrupt capacity, the interruptible shares of BFZK and DZK will be interrupted. We will also have a higher discount for BFZK starting from 1st of October. At the moment, it's just 1%. From 1st of October on, it will be 10%. Let's come to DZK. As I said, with the merger of market areas and the discontinuation of the current market area exchange points between the market area, the need arises to harmonize the current different DZK products. Today, we have DZK routes that start and end at the market area connection points between NCG and Gaspool. In the future, new routes will be created. For instance, we have a DZK entry at Greifswald, and you can combine that with a DZK exit at the VIP France Germany, which is via the ex-market area point of Gernsheim. I'm talking only about the DZK transit product and the DZK at storage facilities. There is no change for DZK exit at power plants or DZKs for outputs at network access points. So what will change? As you all know, there are two different logics for the product of DZK and Gaspool and NCG, and we thought it's a good idea to base the new DZK product on the current Gaspool DZK logic. So all products at the balancing point or at the entry and exit points can be used for solidification. So it's also possible to make the DZK firm using a corresponding firm capacity or also interruptible capacity. Specific DZK balancing rooms with fixed DZK routes are not longer necessary. The route allocation is taken over and optimized by the TSO. And in case differing DZK products lie in the same subbalancing group, the allocation of the nomination is carried out pro rata. So for you, you don't need to change anything at all. You don't need any more those DZK balancing group that you know or you had to use for the NCG balance for the NCG DZK product. It's not longer necessary from 1st of October on. Yeah, so far for now, of course, this was just a rough overview of all the topics. But if you have further questions, you might use the comments or chat with us and ask questions via the comments function. If it's not working for you, it's no problem. Just contact us in the aftermath, and we will be happy to answer all the questions you have. And I would also like to point out the networking event we have tomorrow in the afternoon, so you can also contact us there and ask any questions if you have about THE or the product changes. So if there are no questions, I would like to hand over to Elmar.
Yes, thanks a lot, and thanks for the presentation. My name is Elmar Bresser. I'm responsible for the customer service department within OGE, and therefore we are responsible for our transportation customer, Jadens DSO and Jadens TSO, with regards to commercial and also technical contracts. I see always in our department the responsibility in customer happiness, and I would now like to step with this issue into the presentation, which is about our sealing project and the hydrogen issue. Beside the market area merger, which our colleagues from GRTgaz presented very well, we also have a big project within Germany with regards to the market area transformation from local gas to hydrogen gas. And there are also some physical aspects, and what we needed to do to ensure that 1/3 of the market, which will be switched from local gas to hydrogen gas, can be supplied. And so we built the sealing pipeline, which runs from Aachen, from the Belgium-German border, to Lechten in the Münsterland area. And we finished this project on the 6th of May, and Prime Minister of North Rhine-Westphalia, Mr. Laschet, was there, the CEO of OGE, Mr. Bergmann, and the CEO of ThyssenKrupp, Mr. Gößmann, who then implemented this pipeline into the system, and the pipeline is now running, serving gas to customers in this area. The project was around 69.5 million euros investment, and we completed it in due time and also in the financial framework. It is the biggest project in the National Development Plan from 2015. As I already said, it supports the market conversion and ensures that we have a diverse gas supply, so that gas can come from the North Sea, also from Russia, but also from Belgium, for instance, LNG or other sources. So it can be supplied from different parts so that the huge volume can be delivered to the customer. It was always a very important issue of security of supply that we have this diversification, and so with this pipeline, we ensured it. We started the construction in 2019, and it was now commissioned in May 2021. And we have several compressor stations which also were implemented in Würselen and Lechten, so that there is also enough pressure to reach the customer needs. There are some interesting facts in this pipeline. So if you look at it, we have, as already said, we have 69.5 million euros investment. It has a length of 216 kilometers, and we have 100,000 tons of steel and 40 kilometers of welds. So some interesting facts. There are several others you can see on this slide. It's really interesting. I personally like the issue of 100,000 tons of steel very much, because this automatically leads to the next issue, which is hydrogen. What has steel to do with hydrogen? I think one of the big supporters in our industry nation, Germany, to develop this hydrogen system was the steel companies, because they have the obligation to reduce their CO2 emissions, and they can only do so with hydrogen. So they were really pushing this project very well, and they are one of our biggest customers there. However, what we also felt is that the idea of hydrogen, which is a good alternative or the best alternative to 100% electricity, because we have a system with hydrogen which is storable. We can store hydrogen, which is very difficult with electricity. To be more precise, I would like to show you our hydrogen strategy, the roadmap, the phase 1, which already started in 2020 and will last until 2025. We will install 6 gigawatt of electrolysis capacity. We will do blending into the gas grid, so there will be hydrogen within the natural gas, so it will not be 100% hydrogen in all of the network. However, we will start with parts of the network, who will then switch to the second phase and be 100% hydrogen, or in some pipelines with an capacity of 40 gigawatt electrolysis with H2 valleys. We call them valleys, which are local networks which mostly supply industrial clients. However, in addition to this, we are already prepare an H2 backbone system which connects the different valleys, not only in Germany, but also within Europe. Because this is then the possibility to develop an integrated market which also has a huge liquidity to really establish market prices. In phase 3, so prior 2030 until 2050, when we have to be fully decarbonized, we want to have a full market maturity and an H2 deployment in all sectors. So we feel that then, in this period of time, it will start that really a huge portion of the industry will already demand hydrogen, and that we will also have the supply for hydrogen in the market, and that we as TSOs are able to transport this hydrogen from the source to our customers. It is an European issue. It is a worldwide issue, to be honest. However, as we already cooperate within Germany very strong with our partner TSOs, we also cooperate with our international partner TSOs, and also they are very interested in hydrogen. And so you see on this map the visionary European hydrogen backbone, which has been planned and which will probably be established until 2040. This sounds like a long period of time, but if you look and if you compare how long it takes, for instance, to switch from local gas to hydrogen gas, this is also taking periods. I think, I believe that this is very fast. However, due to the fact that we have this court case at the highest court in Germany, which will push decarbonization again, we have to run this fast. We even may have to be a bit fast on this, and we are prepared to do so. We are sure that 75% of the existing grid can be used cost efficiently to the supply for hydrogen, and that we can use this existing infrastructure to transport hydrogen within this pipeline within Europe. So it is really the case that it will be a cheaper way to use this existing assets which are already in place to get gas to the market, to have a system which has a commodity which can be stored, so which can also offer flexibility, which has the potential to supply energy also in cases when the sun is not shining and the wind is not breezing, because also then we need our power, and this can be guaranteed with hydrogen, and hydrogen can and will play a very important role. What is also very interesting and important with regards to hydrogen, that this is a worldwide project. We have some areas within the world which have a lot of sun. For instance, if you look to Africa, where a lot of sun is shining. We have other areas which have a huge wind and constant wind, so they can produce regenerative energy on a very cheap basis, by far cheaper than we can do here in Europe. And this can be then switched to hydrogen, transferred to hydrogen, and transported via ship to the markets. This market will not be only in Europe. I think it will be an international market, and we will also have other industrial areas like the United States or China, who will also demand hydrogen. So we will have, comparable to LNG, a global market on this, but we will be prepared to take this gas, to get this gas into our system and to transport it to our customers. Looking on Germany, we have different sources of hydrogen. What we prefer is green hydrogen. Green hydrogen is hydrogen which is fully produced out of regenerative energy. So mainly electrolysis, which is run by green power from wind and solar or water power, and then with electrolysis produced hydrogen. This is also something which is decentralized, can be at several places within Germany or within Europe, and feed into the grid. However, the demand is by far higher, and so we need to transport it from the border, and we also need to think about other sources which are fully decarbonized but are produced out of, for instance, natural gas, which is, for instance, blue hydrogen, where the CO2, which is with a steam reforming produced, then we have CO2 and hydrogen, and this CO2 is transported back to fields and pressed into this natural gas field. So it's CO2 free, but in another way. We need this to really meet the demand of hydrogen, which we expect in the market. And we have also another technology, which is mostly developed in Russia, which is the turquoise hydrogen. And the turquoise hydrogen is produced with the so-called pyrolysis process, where natural gas is very high, with a high temperature produced, and we split this natural gas under this high temperature into hydrogen on the other side, but not CO2. We split it into C. So we have a very strong, robust product, which can also be demanded in the industry. That's the other way. So the focus will be on green hydrogen, but we believe that we also need blue hydrogen and turquoise hydrogen to transport it into the grid, and we will be prepared to transport all. To do so, we have started several projects. The first one is the so-called West Coast 100, which has a 30 megawatt hour hydrogen production with electrolysis. It will be used in industry, mobility, and heating. It's placed in Heide, which is in the north of Germany. The second project is one which is also more in the North Rhine-Westphalian area. We call it GRTgaz nucleus. The hydrogen is also produced via electrolysis in the Lingen area. There's a big refinery, transported via an existing pipeline owned by Norvega and OGE and GRTgaz, OGE and Norvega, to the Ruhr area, where we have big industrial facilities like Evonik or BP and RWE, and supplied there to this industrial facilities who have huge demand in hydrogen. So this will be a project where we will have 100% hydrogen pipeline. So the hydrogen will not be fed into the natural gas grid. It will be 100% hydrogen. The third project is H2 Tomorrow, which has a higher capacity of 2,700 megawatt. And this is a production of blue hydrogen. So we will have production where we, with steam reformation, produce hydrogen, and also will have CO2, which will be transported back to the North Sea, and they are pressed into old fields. And the point is that we can produce a huge volume of hydrogen because we have a huge demand, for instance, for industrial clients like steel companies who really need this huge capacity. to get their facilities run on a competitive basis. And that's why we also run this project. So three different but very interesting projects who will show that hydrogen also in natural gas grids will work, and that also the whole chain from production to the burner will work. To see the local places where these projects are placed, you see Westküste in the very north of Germany. GRTgaz Nucleus and H Tomorrow are more in the North Rhine-Westphalian area, so run from Lower Saxony to North Rhine-Westphalia, and you know that they are in the Ruhr area, and also in the area around Cologne, this big industrial area which has a huge demand. And we also see the areas in the south of Germany around Frankfurt, and then also in the Stuttgart and Munich area. And so we established the European backbone to also be able to get a diverse supply and to get this supply to also the south of Germany with industrial demand. We have a plan, or we have a network or a comparable system to the network development plan, because also the TSOs work together on this. So we need to plan not only from one TSO with several TSO. And so what we did so far is we asked customers with regards to their demand. It's another additional slide. We also have a project where we get gas from hydrogen from the Ukraine or east of Europe to the south of Germany via Slovakia and Austria, because we have also some huge facilities there, refineries, and also other production, chemical production. And what you see here, which is quite interesting, if you look on the south of Europe, or southeast of Europe, we have a lot of sun there because it's more south, but we have also a lot of area, the agricultural area, not so much industrialized like the western part of Europe. And so there's a lot of potential to produce regenerative energy also with wind and solar energy, but also with agricultural products like biomethane, because you can also produce hydrogen out of biomethane. Yeah, now I come to the point which I already raised. We did a request or a presentation to our customers via different channels. So we talk to industrial clients who have an interest in different sectors, whether there is an hydrogen demand, and we also did it with more digital approaches, like online seminar series, mailings and postings. We also used social media channels like LinkedIn to target customers, and we were very impressed of this feedback. We received several hundred requests from customers who are interested in hydrogen supply, so that this gives us a basis to plan and to really look where are the areas which need to be focused on, and how can we develop the grid in this direction. So this is really a huge step forward, and this also shows that there is a huge demand and there's a huge interest, and that also the customers know that they need to decarbonize and do something, and that it will not only work on electricity basis. And so we will bring together the demand, which is also very new for us. For instance, we have demand in the vehicle part, so like lorries or tractors. We have demand in the rail part and also in the aerospace part, but then also the industry. And what we also think about is we need the heating part, and there's a huge discussion with regards whether this can be electrified or with hydrogen. We believe that it can be supplied with hydrogen, and we have the different renewable sources. Time is running. I would like now to summarize and come to the end. So what we will now do after we receive this several requests. We now plan to target our customers, to go to these customers, sign MOUs with them until 1st of October to make it a bit more binding for either the customers and for us, so that we have an more robust framework to take decisions for investments, that also the customer knows, okay, there will be something and I can plan with it, and we know there will be a customer who will demand, and we can also plan with our network, and we are very, very certain that we will be able to speed this up to face our customers' need, and that we will be able to help our customers to get into this decarbonized world with a very flexible product, hydrogen. If you have any further questions, please feel free to ask. Also, after the conference, if you have within the next days or weeks some questions, please feel free to contact us. We are very pleased to help you with our knowledge and to help you to get this huge process of conversion done. Thanks a lot. Any questions?
Whilst we're waiting for the questions, and no worries, we will come back to questions if there are some. I will wrap it up for you, and would like to recommend some things from our agenda for the next days, just that you are informed. Of course, after this event, the introduction event, there's spare time to have appointments, and if you do not have any appointment yet, it's no problem. Just inform us via mail or just call us and or Open with Europe, and then we will find a point of time for it. And I highly recommend our wrap-up event tomorrow at 4 p.m., which is which shall be the possibility to network on a relaxed manner. You will be able to not only speak with us, but also with each other to for all the topics you like. And maybe you get some drinks with you, and you have a relaxed time with it. And for your information, this live stream recorded, and afterwards you can use the link you find in your invitation to review the live stream if there are some informations you would like to see again. So, if there are no questions, and I don't see any, I will say thank you to you all for your participation, and I hope we will see each other in the next days or at the wrap-up event. Yeah, and so
thank you very much.
Then we will end the stream in a few seconds. And yeah, hope we see you again.